The most important thing to know for a question like this is the definition of the word median. So this is basically code for middle, right? You probably learned this in school where you'd write out the list and then you would chop off from each side until you got to the middle value. So that's pretty basic. But then if you just kind of look at that and say, oh, the middle value here is 3, you are falling for a classic trap. The SAT will almost always do this unless it's like one of the first ones in a section. If they are asking for the median on the SAT, there's going to be more to it, especially when you see this word frequency. This changes things because this does not mean that 3 is the middle of 5 values. No, no, no. There's way more values. It's telling us that there are 8 ones, 6 2s, 4 3s, and so on, right? So the frequency is telling us how much of each value exists. And so if we're going to do this right, we've got to take into account the frequency. So make sure you do not fall for this trap. They will do this on your SAT, I promise. So what we need to think about then is how do we eliminate these in a smarter way? We can still eliminate from the top and from the bottom, but we have to balance it out according to the frequencies. So what I would do here is I would say, let's get rid of all the 5s at once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I do that, I got to balance out by eliminating 5 numbers from the bottom of the list, from the 1, right? So if I do that, I can still eliminate 5, but because there are 8 ones here, according to the frequency, there are still 3 ones left that I have not yet eliminated. So you're eliminating one at a time, I guess, but you're doing it in a way that takes the frequency into account. So all the 5s are now gone, and I could eliminate the ones, but let's just do it like slowly here. So if I eliminated one more number from each side, that would get rid of the only 4, and I'd still have 2 more 1s left at the top there. So now I want to get rid of those. So now I have 8, that's done, and now that's going to cross out 2 of the 3s. But in order to cross out the remaining 2 3s, we're going to have to cross out 2 2s, and we can see now the only thing left is 2s, and so that is the actual median. This is very, very common that the real median is going to be slightly off from the way that it just looks if you're just kind of going by what's the middle row. So take that into account. This is an important piece. The frequency is telling you how many of each numbers there are, so you have to balance it out using those frequencies as you eliminate numbers and work your way towards the middle.